Democracy. We're told it's the fairest system humanity ever created. One person, one vote. The voice of the people. But what if I told you that democracy has stopped being just a political system and has become something else entirely? A business model. Complete with customers, marketing departments, revenue goals, and shareholders. The problem is, the shareholders aren't you. They're the ones who've learned to monetize your choices, your fears, and even your ideals. And if democracy is a business, then someone is making a profit hand. You're probably not that someone. The idea of democracy is ancient, but the industry of democracy is modern. In ancient Athens, citizens, meaning property-owning adult, men gathered to debate and vote directly on laws. There were no campaign ads, no lobbyists, no consultants running focus groups. But as societies grew, democracy had to adapt. It became representative, and that's when a marketplace of influence emerged. Like any market, those who could pay the most started to dominate the shelves. The real turning point came in the 20th century, when mass media and mass politics collided. The moment radio and television became tools for persuasion, democracy started looking a lot like consumer marketing. The watershed moment was the 1960 Kennedy-Nixon debate, the first ever televised. People who listened on the radio thought Nixon won, but people who watched on TV thought Kennedy crushed him. It was a lesson political strategists never forgot. In the new era, image sold votes, the way brands sold soap, and selling became the operative word. Campaign spending exploded. In 1960, the U.S. presidential election cost about $8 million. By 2020, it was more than $14 billion. Those billions weren't spent on some grand civic ritual. They were spent buying your attention and selling you a product. The product was a candidate, and the revenue came from donors, corporations, and interest groups, the real shareholders in this business. This isn't just an American story. In the UK, modern campaigns borrowed heavily from corporate marketing. In India, data analytics firms slice the electorate into microgroups, tailoring promises to each one, hosts like an e-commerce platform. In Brazil, WhatsApp groups are treated like private focus groups to spread viral messages. The tools change, but the logic is the same. Winning votes means investing in marketing, branding, and customer acquisition. And this business is profitable. Unlike a normal company, political campaigns sell the same product over and over, every election cycle. Each campaign is a revenue spike for consultants, ad agencies, pollsters, and tech giants. Think of it like fast fashion. Every season there's a new slogan, a new villain, a new savior. But the underlying business model, which thrives on constant churn and division, rarely changes. Anger sells. Outrage is a renewable resource. Money is the lifeblood. In theory, your vote counts the same as a billionaire's. In practice, money buys the microphone. Lobbying is a $4 billion industry in the US alone, all spent influencing policies that affect hundreds of millions of people. When your largest campaign donors come from the banking sector, you're less likely to support tough financial regulation. When they're energy companies, climate policy mysteriously stalls. These aren't just ideological battles. In the boardroom of democracy, they're investment decisions. This dynamic is supercharged by big tech. Social media platforms don't just host political ads. Their business model, which thrives on engagement, makes the most polarizing content the most profitable. The business of democracy has merged with the business of the attention economy. Both keep you emotionally hooked, constantly reacting. So, if democracy is an industry, you are both the consumer and the raw material. Your attention, your data, your vote, these are the inputs that fuel the machine. The most dangerous thing you can do is be a passive customer. Start asking, who's investing in this outcome? Who stands to gain financially? And what's the return on investment for the people funding this message? Because in any market, the only thing worse than playing the game is not realizing you're in one. If this gave you a new perspective, hit that subscribe button. History has the answers. I'll show you where to look.